Yeah. Get out my way. I need space to get the fake off. Get out my way. I need space. I'm about to take off. Get out my way. Yeah, the frequency been way up, way up. Get out my way. It's too easy. It's a layup. Give me my space.
What's up, guys? SG5 with the third video of the day, and this one is the key one. This one is the most important video of today, okay? Since a lot of these cards were updated, especially the token reward market, those three Galaxy Opals, David Robinson, Grant Hill, and Penny Hardaway, those three Galaxy Opals were updated. So now, if you still have tokens left, I'm gonna tell you which ones to get. I already evolved all three of them, plus I evolved Dominic Wilkins too, and I'll talk to him. I'll talk about him a bit as well. But let's go over them real quick right now. First with David Robinson. This is his Evo. This is what happened when I evolved him. His three-point shot went up to a 92. That's huge. His ball handling went up to an 83. So now with a shoe for ball handling, he can speed boost. Okay, that's huge for this card. Lag quickness, another thing that was missing in this card, is now a 90. Steal is now an 88. Speed is now a 91. Speed with the ball is an 84, and Axel is a 91 as well. As far as the badges, look at all the badges that went from gold to Hall of Fame. Corner specialist and catch and shoot are very important if you're playing unlimited. If you're playing online, you need those two in Hall of Fame, so that's important. Putback boss, that's another big one. Pickpocket is now on gold. Pick Dodger on gold as well. His clamps went from bronze to Hall of Fame. That is huge for this card as well. Interceptor is now on Hall of Fame as well. Fast break finisher, Protoss, Showtime. His downhill, he didn't have a downhill badge. Now he has gold at least. That's huge. Quick first step at gold. Claw shooter at gold. Deadeye at gold. And flexible release at gold. He did not have any of those badges before. So again, those are really, really important badges. There's a lot of centers out there that have extended range, but don't even have Deadeye at all. David Robinson, a free card you get with tokens, now has it on gold. So that's very important. Green Machine on Hall of Fame. Hudson Hunter on Hall of Fame. Quick Draw on Hall of Fame, and he even got range extender on gold. Again, I know Steady Shooter is not the best badge, but on Hall of Fame it actually is better than on gold. It nerfs you less, okay? So that's still an improvement. I wish they would just take it out completely, but if they're not going to take it out, at least bring it to Hall of Fame like they did. So this card is looking really, really good. Let's go on to Grant Hill now. For Grant Hill, now he is more of a post player as well, which is good for his height, and since he only has one position. And by the way, these three cards, they remained one position cards: point guard, small forward, and center. For Grant Hill, now his post fade is an 94, now his post hook is an 84, and his post moves are an 84. So that's a little bit of an improvement there. His three-point shot and draw foul went up 2 points to 95 and 97 respectively. His ball handling is now at 90, which is very good. Let's see here. Pass IQ is better. Pass accuracy is better. His rebounding numbers are much better now, 88 and 84. You can actually feel like you can play him at small forward and he'll help your team out. Interior defense, again, an 84 now, and perimeter defense at 96. Lat quickness at 97, pass perception at 97, block at 85 now, and steal at 94. This upgrade here turned him into a lockdown defender, and with the right shoe, he's gonna be a pure lockdown. It's gonna be an insanely fun card to use. Look at defensive consistency, help defense IQ as well. They both went up to 98. His speed is now 97. His speed with the ball is now a 94, and his Axel a 97 as well. And even his strength is close to a 90. That's crazy. This is gonna be a huge, amazingly good defensive lockdown card. Look at the badges. A lot of these good badges, corner specialist and catch and shoot, went to Hall of Fame. Dimer went to Hall of Fame. Pickpocket and Pick Dodger went to Hall of Fame as well. On top of that, he does get a lot of other badges. Downhill, he didn't have it before. Now it's on gold. Quick first step is on Hall of Fame. Handles and unblockable on Hall of Fame. Deadeye, quick draw, and range extender on Hall of Fame. That's insane. Steady shooter, again, they didn't take it out all the way, but at least they made it Hall of Fame, so that's awesome. And floor general as well on Hall of Fame. On paper, this is the best improvement of all 3 cards, on paper at least. Now let's go to Penny Hardaway. His post fade is now a 90, and his post hook is now an 88. His post moves are an 84. So again, another card that you can actually play in the post now. And the fact that he's 6'7" is very helpful if you want to post up other point guards. Mid-range and three-point shot, they improved a little bit. His rebounding is much better now, 84 and 85. Perimeter defense is now a 94, which he really needed. But the biggest improvement for this card is lateral quickness. This card was unusable before at 77 lat quickness. Now at 94 lat quickness, this card is definitely a huge improvement, and it's definitely usable. Honestly, I think that I'm going to be running this card in my GOAT squad because it's back to being a top card. Pass perception, steal, help defensive IQ, speed with the ball and Axel. Again, it's just a much better card. It's a card that's on par with the Opals coming out today. So that's a huge win for 2K MyTeam. I love what they did with this card, with all 3 cards. They're all actually really good cards now. Let's look at the badges here. Catch and shoot is Hall of Fame now. Corner specialist went to gold from nothing. Ankle breaker is there. Clams on Hall of Fame. Fancy footwork. Handles for days. Stop and go tight handles. Unblockable on Hall of Fame. Clutch shooter on Hall of Fame. Deadeye on Hall of Fame as well. Flex release is still on gold, but he didn't have anything before, so that's a lot better. Green Machine, Hot Start, Ice and Veins, Quick Draw, and Range Extender on Hall of Fame. All these 3 cards all received amazing improvements. I think on paper Grant Hill is still the best one, but that's only on paper. I'm going to go ahead and talk about Dominic Wilkins as well, just because he was also improved, and it's also a free card if you haven't done Domination yet. Actually, not Domination. Domination was Sean Kemp. If you haven't done TTO offline yet, go ahead and finish it because this card just got a whole lot better as well. His post numbers, again, they're usable now. His three-point shot is a 95. His ball handling is now a 92. Pass accuracy, his rebounding numbers, even though he's dual position, small forward and shooting guard. Imagine running a shooting guard that has 88 and 85 rebounding. That's really good. His interior defense is up to an 85 and perimeter defense to a 95. So he can play both the small forward and the shooting guard position, and he'll be great defensively either way. Lat quickness a 95. His block is a 90. Block is a 90 and steal a 92. Defensive consistency at 95. Held defense at 96. Speed with the ball at 94. Strength at 90 and stamina at 98. I think as a shooting guard, this will be one of the strongest, best defensive shooting guards in the game right now. Catch and shoot went to Hall of Fame. Corner specialist went from nothing to gold. Let's see what else. Dimer is now a gold. Pickpocket, ankle breaker, they're all golds. Pick Dodger is Hall of Fame. Clamps is Hall of Fame. Chase down artist is Hall of Fame. A bunch more here, but I'm looking at the shooting badges. He does have Giant Slayer on Hall of Fame now. Quick First Step is on Hall of Fame. Stop and Go Space Creator. Unblockable on Hall of Fame. Clutch Shooter on Hall of Fame. Deadeye, Flex Release, Green Machine, Hot Start, Eyes and Veins, Pump Fate Maestro, Quick Draw, all on Hall of Fame. And Range Extender, he didn't have it before, and it went to a gold, so that's a huge W again. Steady Shooter, again, they didn't eliminate it, but they made it Hall of Fame, so it's not the worst. Floor General, I wish it was on Hall of Fame, but on gold, I'll take it. He didn't have it before. So, I mean, all these 4 cards are amazing, but I'm going to tell you which one of the token rewards cards to redeem. As far as Dominic Wilkins, just get him. Just go finish TTO and get him because I think he is worth it right now. But let's go to Freestyle real quick so that we can take a look at the 3 cards now that they are fully evolved and see how they play. Okay, let's start with Grant Hill right here. And by the way, guys, code number 1 for this video, code number 1 is the number 9. It is the number 9. Okay, let's start with Hill here. His Hesi is still kind of slow. So the Hesi hasn't improved much, but his speed with the ball is insane now. It is insane now. And on top of that, I did put the Dame 3 shoes on him. Those are the best shoes, and I'll show you in a little bit why they're the best. But basically, they up his ball handling, they up his speed with the ball, they up his steal, and two other things that I cannot remember at the moment, but those three things are key for this card, so definitely good. I'm seeing that his release is much better. His release is much better. It's still not, I wouldn't say it's still super fast, and now I gotta get used to it again because it is basically a brand new card, but it is pretty greenable. It's definitely greenable, and even though it's not the fastest release out there, it is great. It's good enough, and it'll make this card usable again. Plus, he is 6'8". He is a tall card. His hot zones are pretty good. The only one that's not red is right here, and that's still not too bad. So that's pretty good. Now, can he pass the GO test? Definitely not the best on the GO test. Good enough, but again, I need to get used to his release. He can hit him though. He can definitely hit the extended range shots, so it's not too bad. And his release, like I said, it's very good. It's not floaty, it's just different than his old release, so it's gonna take a little bit getting used to. That's gonna be the case for all these new cards, but I definitely like his release. And as far as his athleticism, it looks really good. I mean, his dunk package is still awesome. He just feels a lot more powerful now. His behind the back is still very slow. That is a huge disappointment. He's definitely not gonna be a great creator for you guys, but as a lockdown and 3-and-D and rebounder and passer, like he's a complete package. He is just not a great creator. At least this card is not. But very, very good card so far. And on paper, the best upgrades. Let's move on to Penny right now. Okay, and we got Penny. Let's see, he feels very fast, that's good. His behind the back is good, not the best, but still very good. Hut zones are not as good as Grant Hill, but still good enough. His release now is, it's still kind of slow, I'm not gonna lie. But it's not bait like it was before. It's not as easily blockable as it was before. But I would say it's definitely not my favorite. It's still slightly slow than most of the new cards. Then again, I've been shooting so much with Glenn Rice recently that every other card feels slow. Now, as far as greenable, it is very greenable. It's just, I can see that I'm shooting slightly early on a lot of them, and that tells me that the shot is just not quick enough. Even though the release is very good, until you get used to it, at least there's going to be a lot of earlies with this card because it is a bit slower than the other top cards. But still, I mean, I'm greening quite a bit. I don't use the shot meter. I'm still greening, but it's basically green or slightly early. Every once in a while, I'll do a slightly late when I'm overcompensating. But that's basically it. Good release. I would say it's good. It's much better than before for sure. Let me look at, we already saw his behind the back. His dribble moves look pretty good. His Hesse is not bad. Not the biggest separation, but good enough. And he is 6'7". I mean, his dunk package, again, is very, very good. He is still very athletic. Basically, they just made him a much better defender now and gave him a better release. But still, the release could use some work. I can tell you he's probably not going to be my favorite of the three cards. Although, the only thing really that bothers me about this card a little bit is the release, and that's it. That's it. So, if his release was just a split second faster, I think this would be the best card of all three of them. Because everything else, this is a 6'7" Penny that is fast, and it is athletic, it is strong. Like, this is a very, very good card. Let's check out Dominic Wilkins real quick. Again, this one is not a token reward, but he has been upgraded quite a bit, and I think it's worth to take a look at him. His behind the back is pretty good. He does not have as many hot zones as all the other cards, but his release is actually very good. It is fast. I'm going late on this one. So that tells me it's a very fast release, and that is it's a grade for a spot up too. And like I said, he is so strong that this is gonna be I think this is gonna be the strongest 2-guard in the game, or at least one of the strongest 2-guards in the game. And his release is just pure butter. It's a very quick, intuitive release, and I like that. We know how he is athletically, as you can see. He is also 6'7", 6'8", very big player model as a shooting guard. I mean, and he has, you saw the badges and the numbers. He has really good defensive and rebounding numbers as well. I think this Dominic is a huge W, and I think you definitely should get him. And I think I'm gonna try him out as my starting my starting shooting guard for a little bit, just to see how he does. But I'm definitely gonna like him. I am definitely going to like this. I'm just so happy that they upgraded him and made him so much usable now. That's awesome. But let's go ahead and try David Robinson. There's David Robinson. The second digit for this video, the second digit is the letter M. The letter M. Okay, we got D-Rob here. I can definitely tell his dribble moves are better. His release is definitely improved. I'm going early though. That means that it's still a little bit slow. Not the fastest release, although for a center, that's still really good. Hot zones are pretty good, except from the top. And that kind of sucks a little bit, but it's all good. Release, I'm feeling that his release now is harder to time. I'm going slightly early or slightly late. That tells me that the green window is short. The green window is very short, so that kind of bothers me a little bit. I wish it wasn't the case. I know it's better once you get into his hot zones, but from this whole spot here, his green window is gonna be kind of iffy. So that sucks a little bit. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, that's not too bad. Now that I'm getting used to it. Now, does he pass the go test? There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. There's 4. He definitely passes the go test. There's 5. Oh yeah, he does. I'm liking this card a lot. He feels a lot faster and a lot stronger. His release is much better. He can dribble. He can definitely dribble the ball. He's not Shaq. He doesn't have Shaq's moves, but he has pretty good moves though. He's more like Eddie Curry than Shaq as far as moves, but you know what? Everyone's talking about how Eddie Curry is a good, cheaper Shaq. Well, this one is just a token Shaq, basically. You don't need any MT to get him. You can just get some tokens. If you have him already, you can get him. It's free, and he has some pretty good dribble moves, but on top of that, he also has a much better release. He is tall. He's a big player model. He has a lot of strength. Definitely a W. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. He's not gonna, again, he doesn't have the handles of a shooting guard or anything like that, but he has enough handles to be really good. Oh yeah, that's a decent spin move right there on the break. Definitely a good card. But he is good enough at handling the ball. He is definitely good enough at handling and at greening. So, man, I'm actually pretty hyped for this card. Okay, so I'm going to go with my final verdict here. Before that, the third and final digit for the code for this video is the number 3. It is the number 3. Okay, so as far as shoes, before I give you my final verdict, as far as shoes, Penny, the PG4s are the best for him. Grant Hill, Dame 3s, and D-Rob as well, Dame 3s. Those are the best shoes for these cards right here. Dominic, I haven't put a shoe on him yet, but I know it's going to be one of those same shoes, either PGs or Dame 3s. you want to bump up his ball handling and his steal or something like that. Okay, but anyways, if you have 750 tokens and you don't have either of these 3 cards, I'm going to rank them in order. I think the one that is the best overall would be Penny Hardaway. However, he also has the worst release of the 3. It's not a bad release, it's just a little bit slower than the other guys. So Penny is the best overall, and also as a point guard, everyone's running tall point guards nowadays. So if you need a tall point guard, then Penny is definitely the way to go. Now, if you need a center and you don't want to pay for Shaq, and you want someone that's actually better than Eddie Curry, then you go with David Robinson. Okay, so it's based on need. If you need a point guard, go with Penny. If you need a center, you go with David. However, Grant Hill, in terms of a combination of release, badges, defensive prowess, height, weight, strength, everything combined, Grant Hill is the best card. Grant Hill got the best improvement. Only thing that bothers me about him is that you can only play him at small forward. You cannot run him at the 2. And that's a problem, because in that case, just go for Dominic. You can play him at both positions, and he is insanely good. So I would say, even though Grant Hill received the best improvement, and he is my favorite card of the 3, personally, he's my favorite card of the 3, I would not recommend you taking him if you only have 750 tokens. If you have 1500, then you can get Grant Hill and D-Rob or Grant Hill and Penny. But if not, I would say leave Grant Hill as 3rd and go with either Penny or D-Rob, depending on what you need. If you need a point guard or if you need a center, they cannot play other positions. So they got to be locked at center and point guard. Depending on what you need, that's what you get. If I didn't have any of these 3 cards right now today, I would go with D-Rob, because I can run D-Rob and Shaq, D-Rob as the backup center, and then I don't have to spend money on Kareem or something like that. I would go D-Rob. But again, it's personal preference. Penny or D-Rob are both really, really good choices. Either way, you can't go wrong. All these 4 cards, yeah, including Dominique, all these 4 cards received amazing improvements, and they are going to be usable for at least weeks, if not months ahead, okay? So this was a huge win for 2K. And guys, if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing, like this video. Hope this video was helpful for you guys, and we'll see you again very soon. SG5 out for now. That's the end.
Get out my way, I need space to get the fake car. Get out my way, I need space, I'm about to take off. Get out my way, yeah, the frequency been way up, way up. Get out my way, it's too easy, it's